Hi guys! So today, as you can tell from this pile on my left, I decided to do book review kind of thing, like what I've read in 2025 and start of 2026, and what are my opinions on these books. And let's not waffle on about, and let's get into it. First book, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. 0 out of 10. I don't recommend it. This book was not good. I was very hyped about it. I thought it was really good because everyone was raving about it on TikTok and all over social media. No, it was not good. Don't read it. 0 out of 10. Trash. Next book, Kvantovая fizika, which means quantum physics in Russian. It's in Russian, the book. It was good. If you're interested in learning something new, specifically quantum physics, I highly recommend it. Read it. There's no offer on this, so can't tell you who wrote it. This is gonna be quick, you guys. I don't plan on wasting too much time. Next book is 1984 by George Orwell. This is a really good book if you're interested in politics, you're interested in understanding how world works, how many countries and their political state works, and basically how the government works and what it does to people. I don't want to spoil any of the books, so it's kind of hard for me to explain it without spoiling anything. Just so you know, there's one big sentence that you will keep on thinking about. First one is the first quote from the first page. I'll read it out loud. It says, "Perhaps one did not want to be loved so much as to be understood." And next sentence from this book is, "Big Brother is watching you." Highly recommend it. This is, I forgot to rate this. This is a 7 out of 10. It's a bit hard to understand. And this is a 10 out of 10. Next book I read is As I Lay Dying by William Faulkner. I, to be honest, was not that much into classics, but this is probably my first or second classic I've ever read. Second. Probably first is Sisters Carrie that I have, but I haven't read it that well because I've read like a few pages and didn't, because I'm not very much into classics. But this book, I hated the husband, I hated the children, the boys specifically. They treated the woman in the family, as expected by men, horrible. And 10 out of 10, I actually highly recommend it. I cried while reading this. The end will kind of shock you, kind of not. It's kind of predictable. And Addie Burden, I love you, you own my heart. 10 out of 10. Recommended. Next book is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. I think Kahneman. Sorry, I always read it Kahneman. I don't know why. This I was recommended by a uni professor, but I will rate this 6 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. This is kind of like a self-help-ish book, which I'm not that into, so this was a 6 out of 10 for me, let's say. Not the most profound piece of literature I've ever read, but not bad either. It's a bit hard to read. It's a bit slow reading book, like you can't read it fast and enjoy it. Some books are slow paced, but you enjoy it, but this I did not enjoy that much. So yeah, plus it's like 500 pages long. So next one is The Prince by Machiavelli, which is again a political book, which I really loved. And as you can tell, I annotated, I don't know the word in English. Like, I've wrote so much in this book, and I believe if you love a book, if you're reading a book and you bought it, you should crack the spine and write in it with pencil, though. Don't write with pen. Because books need to be read, and reading it means annotating. Still can't remember the word. 10 out of 10 if you're into politics. This will help you a lot, and to understand the world, to understand many things around you. Next one, a bit of a twist and turn, as this book was a bit twisted and turning. It's a thriller book, The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I butchered his surname, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. This was a 8 out of 10 for me. It's not a bad book, as in thriller. It was very interesting. I read this in one day, and it was quite entertaining, to be honest. as I love thrillers. I love like watching crime shows too. Like I've watched so many. Some of my favorites are Bones, Criminal Minds. There was one that's a bit new. I think it's called Hunter. I don't remember. I watched Supernatural. So most like Supernatural is not a crime TV show, but yeah, you get it. I can't remember right now, but I forgot the name. Castle, that's another one. And I watched quite a lot other ones, but I don't remember now, and I don't want to bore you. If you want to know my favorite TV shows, comment down below, and I will make a video on that. And about the book, 8 out of 10. If you're into thriller, please read this. You'll read this in a day, and you'll be very pleased and quite surprised and shocked at the same time. Yep. Next book, as I said, fan of Bones, crime TV shows, thriller. It's this book by Kathy Ridge's Fatal Voyage. I, to be frank, haven't fully read this. I've read a bit of this. My dream is to get this signed by Kathy Ridges and Emily Deschanel, as I am a massive Bones fan and I love Temperance Brennan, the character, a lot. And Kathy Ridges is one of the writers and main forensic anthropologists who is the core writer and producer of the TV show Bones. And I love it a lot. And as I love it, I have 2 of her books, and I really want them to be signed by her. Please, and Emily Deschanel, please, one day make my dream come true. It would mean the world. The second book by her is Deja Dead by Kathy Ridges. And I still haven't fully read this, because I just want to savor these books. Like, these books are something that I cherish. Like, I will savor them a lot. Next is Dante Alighieri, Inferno, which is quite a hard book to read. My books are falling over, so I'll just put them here. I've read 22 or more books last year and the start of this year. So this is Dante Alighieri, Inferno, which is about Dante. He's an Italian writer, and it's about him going through the stages of hell. If I remember correctly, it's either 7 or 9. I think it's 9. And yeah, the book is a bit hard to read because it's so monotone. So I'll give this why do I keep forgetting to rate the books? 10 out of 10, both. I haven't read them still, but 10 out of 10. This is a 6 out of 10 because it was very hard for me to read and I haven't read it fully. I've left probably 100 pages of this book. I've read most of it, but it was hard to read, so a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10, like between those, like 6.5, let's give it. Next book is, again, a thriller, Hidden Pictures. Terrified me, this book. The drawings, not paintings, in this book, please spare me. Jason Rekulak, if I believe he is of, I don't remember, probably Romanian descent, I don't remember. I saw his Instagram, but I don't know. So, this book, terrifying. If you're a thriller lover, again, 10 out of 10, recommended. The plot did twist, but it was kind of predictable midway through. But it was a good book. I've read this again in a day, and it was very entertaining. It was horrifying. The drawings were kind of sketchy and scary. So, yeah. Next book is Ray Bradbury, The Illustrated Man. This book I read because I saw recommendations by Matthew Craig Gubler, aka Spencer Reed, and I saw Spencer Reed's TBR, and I was very interested in this book, and I was like, I am going to read this. So I bought it and I've read it, and I'm in love with this book. This is 100 out of 10. This book I recommend to everyone to read because this just showed different perspectives of human lives and human behavior, and this was genuinely one of the best books I've ever read. I've read this so slow to savor every beat, every sentence, every page, and I will read this again. This is like a book. I'm not a book repeater. I don't go back and reread the books because I remember every page pretty distinctively. But this one, I remember every page. I remember everything, but I will read this again. So this is 100 out of 10. I love this book. I adore this book too. Everywhere and everything. I know he wrote 451 Fahrenheit, but I still haven't read it, and I will read it. And I probably will make one like this type of video by the end of the year if I start reading again, because I'm in a reading slump. This is, by the way, like I will read in a month. I can read like more than 10 books, but then I will not read for like a long period of time. That's how I am. I know it's not good, but that's how I do. So sue me. Next book is Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. I love this book. This book gave me trauma and made me realize my trauma. And I cried throughout half of this book, and the family did treat him like an outcast and treated him really badly. And by him, I mean Gregory. And I don't want to spoil anything about this book. I will just say go and read it. This book is one of the best. I got into philosophical books and philosophical authors during uni. My first book that I've read was Albert Camus, The Outsider. The second book was Jean-Paul Sartre, and I don't remember the title of the book. So if I remember, I will tell you. But those two books were the ones that shocked me and made me so interested in philosophical books. So I started reading, and my next wish list was Franz Kafka, and I bought it and I read it and I recommend it. 100 out of 10. Read it. You'll sob probably halfway through the book till the end, because the storyline was something else. It was really good. And yeah, understanding the characters and seeing the side that the person hurting is from the POV of the person hurting was really interesting and really sad. So I recommend that, read it. Next one is Dubliners by James Joyce. This book I saw Cillian Murphy recommend, and I was like, Cillian Murphy and Jake Edwards. And I was like, okay, I'm going to read this. And I read it and I really love it. This shows the Irish heritage, I would say, and people of Dublin and how they go by their day, what type of people are there, what is happening throughout. Like, it's a very interesting book to understand Ireland, Irish people, their history, their heritage, their culture, their streets, their people, everything this book represents. Like, I think when I think of Ireland, probably I will think about this book. I've never been to Ireland, but this book like gave me quite a lot of understanding of it. So I will say a 9 out of 10, because I just kind of halfway through couldn't read it because I got bored, so I put this away. Then I came back to reading it. So sorry, I love the book a lot, but like it was kind of lacking something that would make me go, ooh. Or maybe it's me. Maybe I'm used to like being anxious while reading a book, so that I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? Probably that's me, I don't know. But yeah, love the book, 9 out of 10, recommend it highly. Next book is Sun Tzu, The Art of War. This, again, a political book, a book about war, how war is. It talks about ancient Chinese war, basically what rules are there to survive war. And current state of the world that we are in. This is a very important book to read and to understand many things happening around us, and not to be oblivious to everything. So this is probably, I would not say 10 out of 10. This is more like a 6.9 out of 10, 6.7 out of 10. Like for me, this was not too much of an invention, because most of the things about it I already knew. So I don't know, maybe if I've read this when I was younger, that would have made me like understand more and differently and view this book differently, but now not that much. So 6.7 or 6.6. Next book is Edward Willis Taylor, Case Histories in Neurology, a selection of histories setting forth the diagnosis, treatment, and postmodern findings in nervous system. This is a neuroscience faculty book, I think, neuroscience I forgot what's the word. So this is basically how your nervous system, how they work, what happens to them, what makes them paralyzed, what neurological diseases are there, what causes them, and kind of like understanding your full I would say this, understanding your neurosystem, neurological system of a human, and specifically your own, is very important, especially in the current world. To know more about yourself and your health is very important. So knowing about neurology is one of my top wishes and dreams, which I'm trying to achieve. This is not like a book you read in a day. This is a learning book. So if you're into that, please read this. This is a 10 out of 10. I recommend it because it helps your brain to work. And it's a fun fact, if you read or study something new, your neurons start to activate, and they just like form this cute little thingies when they start moving. So it's very important to keep them alive and not to kill them. So please read a book and do something interesting. If whatever you like, just don't read a book. Maybe some people are not into that. This is 1984 again. This is another cover. I love the books. I bought two. This is from Collins Classics, the book editions. And let's get into the Collins Classics I own, which I do own quite a few. And the next one is another classic, Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. Not the best book I've read, because I saw spoilers on TikTok. I've seen the movie, and reading the book after the movie is quite dreadful. Even though I can say most books are way better than the movies, because some movies are just awful, but the books are so good. But if you're into classics, I do recommend this. I can't rate this too high, because this is a 5.5 for me, because I just haven't even read it that much. I read like probably this much, and I haven't gone through all this. And plus the like letters, you see, they're so small and it's so hard to read it. So it's just 5.5, not my type of book. Next one is Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. I have wanted to read this book since I was a kid, but I wanted to read it in English. And when I was a kid, my English was not good. Trust me on that. But I still haven't read it. I bought it. I've savored this for a cozy, wintry period of time. Now it's summer, if you couldn't tell. So this is not for me to read now, because I do savor books like that. I savor them for specific periods of like time. Next book is H.P. Lovecraft Selected Stories. This is interesting to read in between books, which are hard to understand, and I would say reading books like this and the next one that I'm about to show is really important for your brain to rewire after reading a hard book, let's say. So this is very interesting and it's fun stories, so I will say a 8.7 out of 10. So I recommend it to read this. And if you're interested into this kind of differentiating type of books, I would recommend that and authors. Next one like that is brain rewiring top tier book is the Brothers Grimm fairy tales. And so I would say this is again a 8.9 out of 10. I highly recommend this. I know people say like reading child stories, reading fairy tales is for kids, blah blah blah. It's not. When you're a child, you read a fairy tale, you don't understand much of it. But when you grow up and you read the fairy tale, you see the fairy tale so differently from an elder person perspective, and you understand so much more about the fairy tales and the characters and what life lessons it taught you. So I recommend to reread childhood fairy tales which we read, because now as you grow older, you see them very differently and you understand them very differently. So 8.9, I recommend it. And next book, as I said, Fan of Bones, Fan of Forensic Anthropology. I, fun fact, wanted to become a forensic anthropologist, but in my country we don't have that, so I couldn't. And I became a cultural studies specialist, a cultural studies bachelor's and a PR master's. I still don't have a job. And yeah, sad. Trying to make it on YouTube though. If you can help me, please come join in. Come join me in death. Okay, moving on. That was my copyright right there. So the book is All That Remains by Sue Black. And this book is 10 out of 10 for me. I really loved it, and I've learned to, even while watching the TV show Bones and reading this book, how to understand. Basically, this is like a biography book. This is about her life, what made her want to become a forensic anthropologist, and how she, like, how her emotions, her family, everything played out throughout her life. And I even learned how to understand if the bones are of male or a female. And I can tell you, looking by this is a male skeleton, because the sternum here is a bit longer, if I remember correctly. So that's a male, plus the hip bones are a bit narrow. If it was female, the hip bones will be more like wider. And so yeah, I highly recommend this. And there are last 2 books which I have to take you with me. So, because I use them as a... This is gonna sound a bit bad, but I use them as a thing to put my vases on that I made my fake flowers. Let me show you my fake flowers. I've made them. See, this is my peonies, and these are my hydrogenas. And I used those 2 books to put my peonies on, because I couldn't find good book dummies. And to be frank with you, I thought book dummies are like when you buy a book but it's not like too educational, it's just like a simple nice pictures in the book. And when it arrived and it was just an empty cardboard, I was disappointed, and I just sent the book back. So I used my own books. I know it sounds rogue and it sounds awful, but I did use my own books. So these 2 books are the ones that I used. The first one is a thriller, The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And to be honest, I read the first few pages and I savored this book again. And I will rate this once I finish reading it. And I will tell you guys what it is about. As much as I know, it's about a wedding, and at the wedding somebody dies. There's a body or something like that, and they are trying to find who did it. And the last book of today's video is this one, Theodore Dreiser, The Stoic. Stoicism is something I'm very interested in, and just want to know about it a lot more and understand it a lot more, as I haven't explored that topic throughout my years of studying and learning and self-education. So I honestly haven't read the book yet. These are my few books I haven't read from all these 20 something books I own. I just haven't read probably 4, if I said, yeah, 4. 1, 2, this is 3, 4, and the other ones I kind of started reading, but I haven't read it fully, because most of them I'm trying to read in between hard readable books, so to savor them a bit. And this book I will read and I will tell you guys about it and tell you if I liked it or not. And so this is the end of the video. My books fell, and if you could just see, let me show you, this is the state I'm in. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. If you like the video, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and everything that you can do, please help me. And yeah, thank you for watching. And if you want a video like this more, or any type of videos, comment down below. I will make one. Bye bye.